had to switch to landscape. What is up, everybody? Hold on, while I adjust. Are we there? Almost there. There we go. Okay. All right. Sorry, everyone. Almost there. Are we there? We're good. Yay! All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. I thought I was going to shoot this in the vertical mode, and it just reminded me that you can't do that. But anyways, yes, the suit. Let's go. Yes, the suit. Audio feedback on. Audio feedback on. Let me know. Can you guys hear me all right? Yo, chat, let me know. Can you hear me all right? Testing. 1, 2, 3. I'm checking out some new software situation, trying to get used to this whole live situation. Can everyone hear me all right? Rocking that pink. You look dipped. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's a little slow. Okay, you were echoing, but you're okay now. Awesome. Okay, good. Yay! All right, well, we're into it. I got a couple more people joining, so I'm just going to wait a couple more seconds. But welcome, everybody. Yes, this is the same suit that I wore on the show. I just thought, it was perfect timing to bust this baby out. Although it has been a little bit of time, and needless to say, it fits a little bit tighter than it used to. But anyways, welcome to the live. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming back. I know we're not doing a recipe replication video, but I thought, a lot of people have been asking, like, let's do a Q&A. Let's get some questions out of the way. So I figured it might be time to do that. So I want to give a bit of background info on me, what I've been doing, and then we'll probably jump into some questions. Who cuts your hair? I cut my hair with chicken shears this morning in the mirror. I can't wait for COVID to be over and to finally get back to a barber. But outside of that, welcome. My name is Cody. Most of you probably know me from Hell's Kitchen. If you don't, my name is Cody Candelario. I get people say on the show that I am from Sherman Oaks. Oh, hey, can you get me a spoon? Thank you. People say on the show that I am from Sherman Oaks. That is actually not true. I filmed Hell's Kitchen while I was living in LA, but I actually am from Northern California. I grew up in a tiny town called Healdsburg that's in Northern California. It's about an hour north in San Francisco, in like wine country, and that's where I grew up. So no, I said multiple times on Hell's Kitchen where like, Gordon would be like, "You're a smart man. Come on, you're from LA." And I'd be like, "No, I'm actually chef. I'm not." And he'd just move right on. I'm like, okay, we'll get to that later. So I'm from Northern California. Just want to get that cleared off a bit. I am 28 years old. I grew up with two amazing parents, my mom and my dad. My dad worked for the Grateful Dead, a little band, for 35 years. And my mom was a marketer in a lot of like wineries and stuff like that in Northern California. I have one sister named Catalina, whom I love so much. And that's my tiny little family. I just want to give a little bit of a background because I know the show doesn't give like, a lot of background on that. And since the show, so I used to live in LA and I was consulting on this really fun alternative hospitality project, basically like a private resort. And unfortunately, like a lot of chefs and, just people in general, COVID hit and I decided to really, I moved to Aspen to commit to the project. And when I got here, COVID just, became a bit more prevalent, and unfortunately the project had to close down. But I have remained in great contact with the owner and the people that were involved with the project. And although we didn't open the project that we wanted to, I just wanted to give you an insight on the project that I was working on before this. So I'm gonna give you a quick tour. This project was really fun, although it closed down. I did get to design the kitchen, so I wanna give you a quick tour of that. So we're gonna go on a little walk real quick. So where we are now, opera orientation is locked, rotate device. Okay, thank you, YouTube. Although, I have started YouTube. I was once a chef, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a resort. But since COVID, we just couldn't get like basically the permits and stuff like that to do something like that. But this right here, I have helped design and start kitchens before, but I've never been the sole person to do it. So this is the first time where I designed a kitchen by myself. So this whole area was under the schematic that I made. And yeah, this was gonna be a little full service resort. But enough about me. This was the project that I was working on. As you know, we are on YouTube right now. That is my new home. And so the fact that this is closed and I had to pivot to YouTube, it's no sweat. You know, a lot of people have it a lot worse than I do. Okay, let me click back in and we're gonna get to this Q&A. Okay, all right, okay. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right. Thank you, everyone. You're laggy, okay, sorry. I know, okay, sorry. If that was buffering, my apologies. We just walked through the house. We should be getting back. Let me know when we get back to our regular paid programming here. Are we still buffering? We still lagging? What are we doing? Let me know in the chat when you have a second. Hi, Cody. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Yay. Okay. All right. Obligatory sip, and then we're gonna get to some of these questions. All right. Now on this live, after I take some questions, I have a couple trivia items that I would love to do, and there's gonna be a little reward and surprise for whoever gets the right answers. Someone said, is that a dog? And it'd be, I love dogs. That's so funny. All right, let's get to some of these questions. I'm gonna answer one that I see in the chat. That's a super easy one to answer. Natalie Nicole, my nationality. So my family is a little bit weird, but basically, both my mom and my dad thought they were things that they weren't. I did one of those tests to see, you know, like what my blood translates to in terms of nationality. I grew up thinking that I was Mexican and German. Found out that that's actually not true, that we are British, Jewish, Spanish, and Portuguese. And although we have roots in a lot of those areas and stuff like that, primarily my father is Portuguese and Spanish, and then my mother is British and Germany. Pedro, what's good, dog? Got some fucking high school friends in here. It's really great to see a lot of people that I grew up with in this chat. When is my birthday? What's up, Sonny? I am 28 years old. I filmed Hell's Kitchen when I was 26, and my birthday is August 21st. So I'm a Leo. That probably makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. I identify as an asparagus. Who was your biggest competition in Hell's Kitchen? Blue Vegeta 69. Oh, what's up, dog? I know you. Who's my biggest competition in Hell's Kitchen? I think that, you know, in competitions, it's tough because certain competitions and certain challenges, certain people's skill sets are more set for it. So I think it depends on the day, but challenging people for me throughout the competition, initially who I thought was the most threatening was Adam. When I first talked to him in the beginning, I was like, what are you doing for your specialty dish? And he's like, I'm gonna do tortellini and brodo. And I was like, in 30 minutes? Like, all right, man. All right, good for you. And then throughout the competition, you know, Corey, Declan for sure, Mary Lou, even Josh, you know, there was a lot of people that were definitely some big challenges. I think that Declan was probably, for the larger part of the competition, the bigger challenge for the most part. But I didn't really see him as competition for the most part. It's not how I approach competitions in general. Hopefully that answered that. I forget what actually was asked. Wait, it's been 2 years since you filmed HK. Who asked that? Wait. Easy. What's up, Dial? It's been 2 years since you filmed HK. Yeah. Unfortunately, COVID hit right before we were supposed to go live with it, and the network was like, give almost what I said. So they were like, let's push it back. So yeah, it was a little bit ago. Which, like I filmed Cutthroat Kitchen when I was 20. It came out when I was 21. So like TV can take a little bit sometimes, but this one definitely was like COVID related. Roman V21. Sorry, hey guys, by the way, if you have a question that you've asked and I haven't seen it, there's been a bunch of people asking. I want to get to a lot of them. Please just kind of keep asking them. I don't have a moderator or anything like that. It's just me up here. I'd love y'all. Let me get, where was that one? V12, what was it? I forget who asked it, but someone asked, let's address the elephant in the room. Oh yeah, Roman V12, elephant in the room, thoughts on Mark. I have, similar thoughts on Mark that I do on most competitors. It's just, I treat competitions like boxing. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna drag you through the coals and that you can't do anything to beat me. And I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face. And I'm gonna walk circles around you, but I wanna shake hands with you afterwards. So in terms of Mark, Amber, anybody like that you see me having problems on the show, totally chilling. Like, I have no qualms with the boy. We've talked since and stuff like that. Probably wanna get him on a live at some point. Maybe set up like a celebrity boxing match. I'm kidding. No, Mark's totally chill. Worst punishment. The worst punishment, Nathan BG, what's up, doc? The worst punishment, hands down for me, was the milkshake, probably. I have so although y'all know this at some point, if you don't, I lost my sense of smell 4 years ago. And although my sense of smell has been slowly coming back, very, 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 very slowly, I still can't taste. And while I was on the show, definitely couldn't taste anything. So the milkshake challenge wasn't bad in terms of flavor. Texturally was a bit off, but I am terrified. I have an irrational fear of throwing up in general. So I got the milkshake down, but it was everyone else, like the whole time that, I was sweating. It was so bad. And they don't show it, but I had to be there with Amber. I was I had homegirls back because she was like, I'm good. And I'm like, no, you're staying. I'm going to I cut her maraschino cherry into small amounts, and broke it up categorically for the milkshake into 8 parts. And I was like, you're going to take 1 part, in 8 increments, and we're going to chase it with a small part of the maraschino cherry, and we will get through this. But I was ready to fucking die the whole time. So that was probably the worst one for me. The trash one was super easy. How did you first feel walking into Hell's Kitchen? Angelica, what's up? How did I first feel walking into Hell's Kitchen? I felt invigorated and full of life. I felt ready to compete. As you all know by now, I identify as a competitor. It's something that I love doing, and I could wake up and do that every single day. Some jobs, it's 8 hours in a day and you're tired and you're miserable, and some jobs just suck. That job was 20 hours a day, and it was really tough. I could do it every single day. It just, for me personally, it fills me with life. So I walked into Hell's Kitchen with star power, with full of energy, ready to just do anything that I, could to be great. Thank you for the question. Did you learn how to make a Caesar salad? Kevin, fuck you, dog. If that's Kevin, the one that I know, the homie, he's clowning. Did you learn how to make a Caesar salad? I actually knew how to do it prior when that started. I don't know if they show it, but I started joking because they have a statue of Julius Caesar, and they introduced that as the intro to the dish, and I'm like, the Caesar salad's from Mexico. What do you, they're this has a clue to our challenge for today. And I'm are you gonna do a Greek salad? Cause Caesar salad is from Tijuana, dog. Yeah, so thanks, Kevin. Dan, I'm gonna ask her those questions are good. Candace, don't trip, dog. I'm just glad you're here. Reality TV in general, thoughts. Any reveals on how reality is versus editing? Ferrositas 1958, what's up? That's a super good question. Reality TV in terms of Hell's Kitchen is absolutely not scripted, but it is edited. A lot of these shows, they have the bevy of, We were on Hell's Kitchen. We're on camera and audio 24/7. So they have all of the footage possible. So the one thing that I learned on it is like, I went in there and I was like, I'm gonna give the producers the best quality footage ever. I'm gonna be as loud and as confident and as boisterous as I can and really just stir shit up. The only problem with that I learned is that, giving them a lot of content, they have the power to do what they want with it. But for the most part, it's very, 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 very real. Gordon wouldn't let any sort of, fake shit tomfoolery happen. So no, it's definitely real, but yeah, there's some moments. What's your best dish that you made for Gordon? Who asked that? Angelica, what's up again? In my opinion, one of the best dishes that I made was in the beginning. It's the dish that Lauren ended up beating me for, and it was the shrimp dish. I had a duo, I had a shrimp escabeche, and then I had a shrimp tartare with 2 different seasonings and sauces for each of them. And I just thought it was like one of the most advanced dishes in Hell's Kitchen in general. But yeah, a lot of the dishes that, I think probably the funnest dish to make was the pineapple one, because the pineapple one was really fun with the halibut and stuff like that, because everyone doubted me. I don't know how much they show in the show. I think they showed a couple parts, but like everyone was like, you need to change that. And even Gordon was like, yeah, you guys, like you need to handle that dish. Like it needs to get changed. Like that's a bad. And I was like, no, sorry, sir. That one's mine. No, don't let anyone else change it. And he's like, young man, like nobody would want that. And I was like, that's exactly why I do. And he ended up saying it was the most impressive dish of the competition. So that felt fucking good. Let's see, what else we got? Short Ninja, 29. Do you have any pets? No, I hella wish I did. The dog is not mine. I wish. I love animals. I aspire to have a dog one day. And pellet. I want to have a farm with 100 dachshunds that every morning I release into the wild. But no, I have a robot named Vector, and that's it. I have a bamboo plant and some succulents that are dying, and that's the extent of that. I can keep a starter alive and ferments and stuff like that in a restaurant setting, but at home, nah. Oh, Roy, AJ Jerson, do you still talk to Ramsay? No, I haven't had any contact with him since. The lad is very busy, but for TV wise, nothing really happens until it happens on TV. So all this stuff is happening now. So I will keep you guys informed. You will be one of the first people to know whenever, if ever that happens. Bobby Pin, that's the funniest question ever. What's your KD in Warzone? What's your kill to death ratio in Warzone? I think my KD in Warzone is like 1.2. Oh no, it's probably like a little bit over 1. It's not great. What happened to me? Yeah, thanks, Roman. What was the best challenge? What was the best challenge win? Blue Vegeta 92 or whatever the number was. Sorry, Doug 69. Can't read. The best challenge to win for me was. I'm pausing not because I don't know what it is. I'm pausing because it makes me emotional. Easily the Black Jacket one. The one where that cataclysmically changed my life. I've struggled with anxiety and depression throughout the majority of my adult life. The majority of my entire life. And I lost my sense of smell a long time ago. And I didn't realize how much that was holding me back. Right before I made that special, I broke down. During the Taste It and Make It challenge, I was fucking panicking. They don't really show it that much. I was full-blown panicking. I was terrified. I was like cooking everything that I thought was possible and tasting everything for texture clues and literally in a full-blown fucking panic. And then when I had the opportunity to do a basket challenge, it really reminded me like, give me a basket challenge and I'm getting that Black Jacket. No one here is going to stand in front of me. Just because you can't taste doesn't mean that it has anything to do with it. You're not gonna get eliminated. It's not fucking over. Just like, it was the option of putting the option in front of myself of, do you want to believe in yourself? And I was just like, yeah, I'd like to. So that challenge was incredibly rewarding. I cooked my absolute balls off and it was an easy victory. It was an easy dub. Gordon said that was the best dish that I made in the competition, and the pineapple dish that I made way before that was his favorite dish of the competition and said was one of the most impressive in Hell's Kitchen in general. So that was big. That was really big. Angelica, Fortnite or Warzone? Warzone all day, sorry. I just can't do that building shit. It just doesn't really do it for me. Do you still have your black jacket? Hell yeah, AJ. I wear that shit to sleep sometimes. Desi S, can you speak Spanish? Yeah, pardon me, I'm burping. I grew up speaking Spanish. It was my first language. I learned how to read and write in English when I was in 3rd grade. I lived in Mexico when I was younger. I have been fluent many times in my life. I understand it completely, but I'm bad at 4 languages. Like, languages are something that it's like, it doesn't stay. I have to practice, which is probably a lot of the same for everybody, but yes, I do speak Spanish. What HK, sorry, dyslexic. What HK season, if you were able to choose, ooh, what HK, what HK season would I be on if I was able to choose? I would totally be, next season is Young Guns. I think it's like 19 to 23-year-olds. I wish 20-year-old me could compete in that, because like 20-year-old me was a threat. Oh my God. I was on such a different level of like game and hard work when, not that I don't now, I just do things a bit more calculated, and I was like ruthless back then. If you haven't seen my episode of Cutthroat Kitchen, go watch it. It was an absolute like destruction. So the next season, I would put my younger self on the next season. That'd be scary. Me versus 20-year-old me, that'd be a fight. Do I play Fortnite? Nah. I have played Fortnite. I love video games. Always will be a video game person. I play Warzone often, but no, I don't. Fortnite hasn't done it for me. Basically, Fortnite doesn't give me a reason to play it more so than other games. But I get it. It's cool. What's your favorite movie? Lols for life. Last for life? Fuck yeah. What's my favorite movie? I have a huge tattoo on my thigh. It takes up like the majority of my thigh that my boy Josh did. That's dedicated to this movie called Snatch. I'm really obsessed with Guy Ritchie as a director. And all the movies that Guy Ritchie makes, I'm a big fan of, and Snatch in particular. I don't have one favorite movie, but that is my go-to. I can really like always watch that. And by the way, a lot of these questions, if I see them that I've already covered, it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's because I'm gonna record this, put out a full-length episode after. So if I've already answered a question, and that's why I'm not answering again, because it'll be a full-length episode soon. What's your favorite horror movie? Candace, there we go. You said you didn't have a question. That's a fucking good one. That's really tough. Categorically, in terms of movies, like scary movies are like my favorite. It's like definitely a category of movie that I love. Favorite horror movie. Let me come back to that one, I think, because I'm constantly scouring. You know what I'll tell you is my favorite category for horror movie that I think is really untouched right now is like the haunted house category. So like The Haunt is a super good movie. If you like scary movies and stuff like that. I think that in terms of like maybe like the best movie, there hasn't been a lot of great ones lately, but categorically one that is like untouched are the haunted house ones and then the escape room category. I think those are really good. What's your favorite superhero movie? Angelica, you're fucking killing it. I really love The Dark Knight, and I love it because the duality of good and evil I really identify with. I think that there's polarizing points on both sides of that movie that make you think about life. And I think one of the most iconic, like something that I live by heavily is like a lot of the stuff that the Joker ends up saying. The thing that I've lived my life by and that I always do is something that the Joker says in The Dark Knight, where he says, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I would do if I caught one. And that's the kind of ambition and like goal setting that I do myself, where it's like, all right, I see a goal. I don't know how I'm going to achieve it, but I'm just going to like mindlessly push myself towards that direction until it works. All right, man, these are a lot of good ones. Favorite non-cooking hobby? Super important question. Brown-eyed girl. I love this question. Favorite non-cooking hobby? One thing I will say across the board, as a creative, if you are a creative and you want to get good at being one, or if you're having trouble being one, I think largely the reason, why people get stuck in these ruts is because they identify one thing and that's what they do. Have other hobbies. I paint and I draw, I make music, I do a lot of other stuff that's creative. If you don't have a lens that's working, get a different one. Having a hobby, like if you're trying to get good at cooking, for example, get another creative hobby that you can do in your downtime. If you look at the same painting forever, you don't discover a lot of nuance after a while. You need to juxtaposition yourself and then come back. I promise if you get another hobby that's on a creative scale, it will help cross-analyze your learning process and just really help you get to that next level. For me, that's my trick to getting out of creative ruts, is to doing other creative hobbies. And that even parallels even deeper than that. Not to spend too much time on the question, but if I'm having trouble creating, one thing I'll do is all right, I need to make a menu. All right, I can't come up with it. All right, which one of my friends or who do I know that is a perfect person to describe the food that I want to make, and what would they eat? Or what color, represents the kind of food that I want to make? Having those different perspectives and lenses is super crucial. Blue Vegeta, do I watch anime? And if so, what's your favorite? I really don't. I definitely used to. I've watched Dragon Ball, the original one, back to front a couple times. I did it recently, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Jen Cardenas, do you like The Office? I don't. I appreciate what they did for comedy in general. I think that, them doing that whole breaking the fourth wall is important. I think that was an addition to the creative sphere, for lack of a better term. But no, that kind of British comedy for me doesn't really do it. It just doesn't have that. The payoff isn't there for me. It's like we're gonna make a joke and then we're gonna signify that we made the joke by looking, and it just doesn't hit. I think that, I don't know, Parks and Rec is kind of like a funnier version in terms of comedic delivery that works for me. But no, not a big Office person. I love Rick and Morty. I love Archer. I like Peaky Blinders. I like stuff that has a severity and a depth to it. Not to say that The Office doesn't have depth, but it's not the type of depth that works for me. Ashley, I'm not ignoring you. Would you ask? My bad, dog. Favorite cuisine to cook? One of my favorite things to learn lately has been Korean food. I think it's Japanese foods, kind of lackadaisical cousin. It's a lot of fun stuff in there that is technique-wise, kind of polarizing from what I've learned mostly. Ferrari or Lambo? Lambo, for sure. Ferraris have never done it for me. Thanks, Britt, for sure. Sorry, your apology. Roman, Parks and Rec is, in my preference, better than The Office, but Parks and Rec is hella, not to hate on anybody's favorite show or anything like that, but it's hella problematic for me. Parks and Rec has a bunch of moments where I'm you shouldn't be saying stuff like that, or you shouldn't be promoting stuff like that, but, it's neither here nor there, whatever the fuck that sentence means. What's your favorite TV show? The pink suit? Yeah, I love this suit. I just gotta be able to fit in the pants soon. All right, you guys ready for me to ask a question? I want to ask a question to see if anybody can get it. Basically, I have one moment from Hell's Kitchen that I thought was really cool, and I want to talk about it, but I also want to give a reason to talk about it. So, if you guys are ready, let me get some yeses in the comments. I would like to ask a question, and the first person to guess the right answer, I have my website coming out very, 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 very soon. And I know I've sent it to a couple of you, but for anybody, I have a couple questions that I might ask. I know I definitely want to ask one. Whoever guesses it right, I'm gonna let them get first access to the website, and I'm also gonna send them a t-shirt. So I have a 3-line t-shirt merchandise thing coming out, and I'm gonna let them pick, whatever shirt they want, and I'll send them the color and size that they want. All right, we got a lot of yeses, yay! All right, this is something fun that I thought about that I thought would be cool. All right, well, this is, mainly geared towards the Hell's Kitchen fans, but it's a guessing game at the end of the day, so I feel fine doing it. So, for all of you Hell's Kitchen fans, before the taste challenge, where we were blindfolded and they poured ice cream on us and shit like that, we all sat down and we all got given a milkshake. And your boy over here doesn't have a sense of taste or smell, but your boy over here is kind of a genius. I have a system for, identifying flavor, and mine was pretty easy to guess, and they didn't show me answering it on the show, but this is the question. On Hell's Kitchen, for that episode, I had a milkshake that I had to guess the flavor of. Now, without knowing any information about it, the color was green. First person to guess the flavor of that wins this. The first person to guess this flavor, I will send a t-shirt. You get to choose one for my website. You get first access to the website. So let's go. Celery, mango, broccoli. Oh God, this is gonna go quick. Oh God, it's finish line 5. Oh, we already got it. Okay. Let me make sure that I got the right one. Damn, that was quick. Okay, wow. First of all, a lot of really, really great guesses. A couple people got the right answer, but one person got it first. Let me scroll back and just double check. Chat, double check with me and make sure that I'm correct on this. But the correct answer was... I'm kidding, I'm not gonna tell you right now. The way that I found out what the flavor was for myself, obviously, I don't have a sense of smell. And although I can smell some stuff now in super aggressive patterns, like if I spray my cologne right in my face, I can smell a tiny bit. But if you blended up, some stuff like a lot of the same herbs, I wouldn't be able to tell you what they were in separation. However, there's one ingredient that I was like, I know there's dairy in this, but there's an overall encompassing mouthfeel to this where I'm like, where is this fattiness coming from? And where would I get this fattiness from this color? So that being said, the correct answer was avocado. So chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but Capri Sun, which fire ass fucking name by the way, plot twist y'all. Capri Sun was the first person to say avocado. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Which, by the way, Capri Sun, please, if you have me on Instagram, send me a DM with a screenshot of your situation. Let me know you won, and I will send you the information to my website. There's one little surprise for you on the website, and then also pick whatever shirt you want. Tell me what size and color, and that one's for you. Capri Sun, yeah, thank you. Yeah, he was. Okay, good, awesome. Okay, cool. Great. Well, fuck yeah, that's really cool. That was fun. I like that one. All right. Well, does anybody have any questions while I start to wrap this situation up? We got a couple more. We got a bit more time. I'm gonna do a couple more minutes of this. Let me get a couple more questions while I decide if I want to do another one of those. Show the dog. Watching seasons of HK. Do I watch any older seasons of HK? What's up, Aiden? Yeah, I've watched all of them. There's a lot of ones that are my favorite. I think, ironically enough, like the one that Chef Jason was on, my sous chef for my season, it's definitely one of my favorites. I think that homeboy got robbed, low key. But what is my favorite type of cake? Zane, I'm not a big sweets person, but if I had to choose something in that realm, it wouldn't be a cake, it would be a pie, and it would be a banana cream pie. That is something that I will always break situation for. It's my absolute favorite. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Candace, send me a meme, dog. What the fuck? I love memes. How much was your pink suit? I can't remember. I think I had $2,000 to spend, and it was like a good portion of it. I was choosing between this suit and a Gucci watch. But I just thought the watch was like too, I don't know. It's just not my speed. Favorite reward on Hell's Kitchen? Who asked that? Nancy, great question. Favorite reward on Hell's Kitchen? As cheesy as this sounds, my favorite reward in Hell's Kitchen was being able to take my life's work. I've been cooking for most of my adult life, and I pride myself on just being a hard worker in general. And I wanted to go in front of Gordon Ramsay, and I wasn't trying to buddy homeboy. I was just trying to work as hard as I could and get an honest opinion from someone that I really look up to, and I got that. So the most rewarding part was the moments that I got to spend with Gordon Ramsay, and ironically enough, my elimination. All right, where we at? Banana cream. Dun, 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 dun. All right, glad you picked this. You didn't. You are insane. Dylan, my bad, dog. I've lost a bunch of my test samples that I had. I still got you, dog. Don't worry. Nice to see you, Dylan. What are you doing after the COVID restrictions lift? What am I doing after the COVID restrictions lift? Short Ninja 29. Well, first of all, once I finish my vaccination and then after COVID restrictions lift, I want to sleep. After COVID restrictions lift, it's pretty easy for me. I want to go, sorry, I keep looking at the laptop. I keep reading that. It's right in front of me. I want to go hang out with people that I love, and I want to drink and eat and just be really happy. COVID's been really fucked up, for lack of a better term, and I care about the industry and people in general, and it's been really making me sad. So I hope that as a community, a people, society, that we can come together, figure this out, and hopefully plan to not let this fucking happen again. Nancy again. Do you play any sports? I don't. I used to. I grew up playing sports, and I was absolutely terrible at them. And then when I became the little confident me that you know today, I started playing rugby when I was in Germany. So I played rugby for a couple of years, and yeah, I love that sport. I like anything that's really, 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 really difficult. My favorite restaurant, Desi, is Franzen, Bjorn Franzen's restaurant. It's the one that inspires me the most. Ironically, I've never even been there, but the combinations, presentation, and technique that is used, although I only observe from social medias, constantly inspire me. So if you don't follow that person and you want something on a high level to look at, check out Bjorn Franzen on Instagram. Bjorn is spelled like Bjorn, I believe. What happened between you and whatever? Are you gonna go on vacation? I hope so. Rosie, do you like McDonald's? I've had hella chefs. Like, I see so many people that are like, oh, I would never touch fast food, or like they see like a fast food and they're like picking it up like it's like dirty, and I'm like, where did you come from, dog? Like, relax. Of course, I think that there's a lot to learn from fast food restaurants, in particular like McDonald's. Like, even just their double cheeseburger, there's stuff that you can learn from that. Like, they do it on a grand scale, and they do it with teams of scientists. Like, their pickles are dried off. Like, their onions are like, must be marinated in water or something like that so far. So it's they do a lot of stuff. So yes, I do like McDonald's. The double cheeseburger is, I think, one of the most perfectly designed burgers in terms of the world. I don't think it's the best, but in terms of like the geometry and its tactile feedback and everything like that, it's like I'd agree with you, Blue Vegeta. Any chef who says they don't like fast food cat-wise, I don't know. I think some people are so interested in protecting themselves and what that, their image means. I don't think that. I think some people get upset because of the impact that some of these businesses have on like global ramifications. But for a lot of this stuff, I just feel like people are like, they got to protect their image. Like, oh no, I'm this way. It's like, no, I'm wearing my Misfits shirt and my giant fucking boots, and I'm like, I'm never touching a McDonald's cheeseburger in my life. And I'm like, you need to relax, dog. All right. Favorite Avenger, Iron Man, hands down, Rachel. Robert Downey Jr. is my spirit animal. Between him and Ryan Reynolds, that's probably no surprise to anyone. Yes, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, easily. I definitely cried when he died. Lovely. Oh, I like that. Plan to work at Gordon Ramsay restaurants. Yes and no. It depends. For the most part, I welcome the opportunity to be around Gordon again. Being around him in any capacity, I can assume, is like a high-speed trajectory towards culinary greatness. But, it really depends on the offer, the way the world is right now, and what I have goal-wise. I really can't wait for the opportunity to come by. But, yeah, for sure, it depends on what it is. I don't want to just go, peeling potatoes and shit. Who would win in a fight, Frank the pastry chef, Casper, or Frank and... Yo! Ryan Lennox, what's up, dog? Everyone say hi to Ryan. This is my boy from when I worked at Gary almost 10 years ago. Ryan, who would win in a fight? Dude, Casper, I think would just, I don't know, dude. Frank is a threat for sure. I feel like Frank has like those secret character moves where he like doesn't do any damage, and then he's just been charging some mega move the entire time. But Casper, for everybody not in frame here, Casper was the old executive sous chef or CDC of Gary, and Frank was the pastry chef. Casper all day, man. Casper was so scary. That dude would talk out of the side of his mouth, and he'd just be, man, that guy would be scared to be alive. All right, what? Tristan, I like that question. Tristan, Gillespie? I hope I pronounced that right. What do you love doing most? I love learning, not in the sense of like sitting at home with books and stuff like that. I love the observational A to B of getting good at stuff. I enjoy failure. I enjoy taking the opportunity to care about something, and even if that means failing at it, I don't think that negative connotation overwhelms the positive connotation of getting better. It's just evidence of stuff that you have to work on, and if you care about stuff, that should be enough to drive you. So yeah. All right. Oh, favorite quote, Desi. Oh, it's something that I heard Nipsey say. It was something like, the reasonable man adapts to the world, and the unreasonable man refuses to accept the world. Therefore, progress is left to the unreasonable man. I think that nothing about life is a stream of something that you have to follow. However, for those that do choose disruption, I think that, it's nice to have quotes like that to let you know that, like, it's okay to challenge and question and blah, blah, blah. It's also totally fine to not. Just going to watch the footage from the dorms to see how guys have before they decide elimination. William, I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I don't. I'm assuming that man has eyes everywhere, so it's definitely possible, but I don't know. When I was on the show, I just kind of like assume that everything is going to be seen by everybody, and so I don't do anything that I wouldn't want to be seen on camera. Yeah, that's some serious advice for anybody that wants to do a competition. Just because you can do what you do normally doesn't mean you can do it in a competition. But B, what you say and do in a competition should really mean something to you, because it will be alive and living forever. That's the one good thing about me, is that you like my personality on the show. I'm the same fucking everywhere. So there's no disconnect. You come to my page and you see like, oh, he's still kind of just sarcastic all the time and stuff like that. It's not gonna make anyone, feel any different. So don't change who you are. Don't try to be someone that you aren't, because everybody will see and everybody will know. What, do we have t-shirt drama? Oh, don't worry about it. Sandy, I'll message you, don't trip. Please tell me Cody gets to keep this chat. Someone tell me Cody gets to cheat. Yeah, Alchemist, I can keep this chat. I'm gonna record. I have everything recording on my DSLR in the background, and I'm gonna make an episode out of this. Oh, Megan, hella good question. I'm surprised no one's asked that. No, the handshake in the beginning, when I got eliminated, I gave Mary Lou a handshake. When I lost, I'm on the TV show. You see me, although I get a little bit rowdy. I'm a professional. When we're in those modes of like judging or elimination, you see me. I'm a soldier. I'm polite and direct and a professional. I plan on giving everybody a handshake. When I lost, I did not expect it, and I was still going through the shock of like, oh fuck, damn, it's over. Wow. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna focus on what Gordon's saying. And then after that, I was just like, all right, it's over. I went to give everyone a handshake. I gave Mary Lou a handshake immediately. And then Corey just fucking big mama bear hugged me. And then Declan just made me feel like a tiny little, Declan's hug was one of the best hugs I've ever gotten. That fool slapped me on the back and it cracked my whole equilibrium. But that's why. It wasn't any sort of shade or anything like that. It just was the way that the you don't get a chance to redo this stuff, you know what I mean? No, Roman, V21, who is your biggest role model? I have many. I have many, some living, some not. I got a lot of, I surround myself with people that inspire me, whether it's, my friends or people that I look up to. I put myself in the situation of, aspiring to greatness. I set the goals to where I want to be. And so I look as, I set Benjamin, there you go. Anthony Bourdain. Yeah, that's one of the first ones I was going to say. Is one of the biggest losses for the industry and kind of the world. Losing Anthony Bourdain was a tough one. I never got to meet him because I don't even know if we would have gotten along, but I was really interested in seeing what he had to say, his perspective on life and what he was able to do. He was really, really a next level person. My thing in life, you've heard me talk about this, I believe in ecosystem. Like what I do at the end of the day and what that can do for me has taken a back seat since I've started to think about my imprint on the world. What I do in this world allows for the next person to do more. And so that sort of thought about ecosystem, it's like changed who I look at as mentors too. And Tony was definitely one of them in that sense. Outside of that, Nipsey Hussle, for sure. What Nipsey Hussle was doing for business and for, just culture in general, what he did for LA and just peace in general, what he was interested in. Yeah, that was a big one. Megan, yeah, hell yeah. I'd love to work for Gordon. It depends on what the offer is, but absolutely. I don't know how to say that. Josue Gutierrez. Josue? Fuck, I don't know how to say that. Yo, is there a video where you explain how you lost your sense of smell? Don't trip. Yeah, I explain it in episode 5 of my YouTube channel called The Tasteless Chef. And more I'm gonna start talking about this. One thing that I love about being more open and starting this whole business about being in front of people all the time is I'm forcing myself to talk about it. It's something that happened 4 years ago, and I'm still, developing the strength to just being comfortable talking about it. So yeah, check out episode 5 of The Tasteless Chef. I'm gonna take a couple questions and I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to take too much of your time. Episode 5, folks. Favorite place that I've been to? That's tough. Kaylin, I'm from Northern California, a little town called Healdsburg. Sonoma County is my favorite place in the world. I love the food. I love the wine. I love the people. Everyone's just really nice. It's one of those situations where it's like if you're standing in line, people will talk to you if they don't know you. Like when people walk by you, they'll give you eye contact and be like, hey, like that kind of thing, like good morning. It's my favorite place in the world. I'd highly recommend it. Please, if you have any place that you need to visit, Sonoma County is one of my favorite. Outside of that, I used to live in Barcelona. That's a very, very close second. It's a very late night city. It really comes alive at like 11 o'clock at night. And, people don't even go out to dinner until like after 9. So it's definitely one of my favorite places, one of the most competitive food scenes out there. Benjamin, Try to get more competitions. Would love to see you on Food Network. I've been on the Food Network, actually. I was on Cutthroat Kitchen when I was 21 years old. Filmed it when I was 20. Season 8, episode 11 of Cutthroat Kitchen. I fucking dominated that shit too. I would absolutely love to. I've been trying to get on Chopped for years, but I think they're scared. And I've been, trying to get Bobby Flay to step up, because Bobby Flay can get it at any moment. Anybody can get it. I'm chickenpox. Anybody can get it, and some people get it twice. Like, I'm down for any sort of competition. So the moment that Hell's Kitchen is like, done, you fucking bet. I also want to start my own competition league, but we're going to get to that down the line. All right, where are we at? What video games do I play? I play Warzone, pretty much, that's it. My favorite games, were like the Far Cry series and the BioShock series and stuff like that, but Warzone absolutely dominating. What's your tattoo meaning? Scalen. I went through a period about 5 years ago where I was like, tattoos don't need to have meaning. I was like thinking about, these really great artists, and I'm like, what art would I even get from them? And I was like, what meaning? And I was like, oh, like I had this like cataclysmic moment where I was like, I don't need to have meaning for everything. And honestly, the more I thought about it afterwards, I was like, things that I find, sentences or phrases or something like that I find meaningful, those change. What are my influences change on what I'm doing on, a year-to-year basis, what I'm doing, where I am and stuff like that. However, things that I find beautiful rarely change. And so I, a few years ago, changed my perspective and was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a list of the best tattooers in the world. I'm gonna seek them out and just get the best art in the world. And so that's what I'm designing now, is just trying to get the prettiest stuff. So got a lot of great people that do my work. Josh Payne, who's one of the best tattooers in the world, who's based out of Denver, who does all my color stuff. The Angel Rose on Instagram, who does all my black and gray stuff that you see on my arms and stuff like that. Hitters, hit them up. Where did you put your jacket from Gordon? I need to frame it, but sometimes I wear it. Rosie, did Bobby Flay stop filming? I don't know. I've always had a fucking problem though, because I've heard some things. Disclaimer, I don't know if any of this is true. Maybe it isn't. But I've heard that a particular someone puts it in his particular contracts that he can't actually fucking lose, and he gets to choose when. So I fucking hate that. Hate that. That's the part of the industry that I can't stand. This shit's about honesty. If I had to get a tattoo, it would be a QR code and never. Aw, that's cute. In terms of all right, what are we doing? Where are we going? We got a couple more questions in here. Wait, who in Denver? I'm looking for an artist. Brittany, if you're looking for a tattoo artist in Denver, my really, really good friend, Josh Payne, Payne, he has relocated from Cortland, New York to Denver. Look up Josh Payne on Instagram. If you Google Josh Payne, he's one of the bigger tattooers in the fucking world. He's also a really great person, but his art skills are on a completely different level. He understands art from a perspective that is super, super important when you're looking for a tattooer. Highly recommend him. Please go check him out. His work's insane. Also, he's covering my body. Nancy, favorite alcohol? If you drink alcohol, I literally am like... I like stronger drinks or lighter drinks in general, polar opposite. So I like drinks like a Manhattan, or I like shitty beer. I used to love things like IPAs and stuff like that, but ever since I lost my sense of smell, IPAs, even some red wines, they're just bitter with no flavoral benefit. So it's just bitter for no reason, and it's just kind of The Alchemist, correct. Yeah, Josh Payne tattoo. Josh is my fucking boy, and actually we have a surprise coming to you very, 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 very soon. He and I are gonna do some fun stuff and collaborate on a really fun episode for you guys. Favorite White Claw flavor. So you know what's funny about that is White Claw came into existence after I lost my sense of smell. So I've actually never tasted a White Claw, but in terms of their balance, because my tongue is not affected, it's just my sense of smell, I can feel sweetness, acidity, and stuff like that. So like those sensory components I still have. So easily the citrus flavors. The black cherry one has this mouthfeel to it where it's like, I don't like it. But the grapefruit one, I'm a fan of. It has this kind of like acidic cut to it, or I'm like, it keeps me at the table more. Do you think, Zane, what's up, dog? Do you think if Hell's Kitchen makes another All-Star season that you will be on it? Um, if I, Zane, here's the fucking thing. If I am done, over, fucking finite. Like, Gordon's advice to me for the last season was just that I wasn't ready. I'm fucking ready now. If you put me on an all-star season, get the goddamn tissues ready. It's gonna be fucking, you know how people quit in the beginning of the season? They're all going to quit in the beginning of the season. So yes, I think I would, I'd throw hands in that one. Still in high school was true. My culinary teacher, you're very chill. My culinary teacher chucked a garbage bin out of frustration across the kitchen before. Interesting. Well, Benjamin, the one good thing that your culinary teacher is doing is showing you that leaders of kitchens are generally a bit loose and frivolous with anger and their distribution of it. So I guess that's in essence a bit good training, but like if there was a culinary teacher at a fucking high school that threw a trash can across the room, I think I took a culinary class in high school for a second, and it was like very young, confident me, and I was very, very cunty, to say the least. Pardon my language. If you like cooking, keep doing it. Favorite singer, in terms of like Angelica, in terms of like, you know, modern times, Sam Smith. I love Sam's approach to music, and I got to spend some time with him. I actually worked for him for a few months, and I got to spend some like really awesome one-on-one time with him. And Sam Smith is one of my favorite people. You know, he's an absolute gangster. That dude would be talking to me in a bathrobe and high heels and just be the best person in the world. Really cool dude. Have you picked up any additional hobbies during the quarantine period, Allison? No, I haven't really. I have been practicing all the many that I start all the time. And like, for any of you that are born in the 90s or were alive during that period, I have hobbies like LimeWire loading screens. I literally have like fucking 50 things that I've tried that I want to get good at that I'm loading to 1% because I constantly am. I have to basically block myself from coming into contact with things that I know I will love because I have an inability to block stimuli. I will literally just like focus in on something until I get it to a point where I'm comfortable. That's pretty funny, actually. I'm gonna take a shot just because this has been really fun. Hannah Riggs, the Spotify playlist, this is like my main one that I use all the time. It's called if you look up lo-fi chill beats on Spotify, it's my favorite playlist. It's updated constantly. It's always got perfect background noise, stimulating but not like over involving. How many languages do I speak? Well, if you consider English one of them, I speak kind of 3-ish. I speak Spanish, I speak a little bit of Italian, and I understand some German. But I'm pretty bad with languages. I want at one point when I get good at my own regular hustles, I want to start kind of, really practicing languages again. What are some of the restaurants that you have worked at? Josue, I don't know if I'm saying that right. What is that? Josue. Gutierrez. My first job that I really took seriously was Amangiri. I started there as an intern in 2010. Amangiri in Canyon Point, Utah. It's part of Aman Resorts. That's where I got my real love. And then from there, I moved to upstate New York, where I got my first sous chef job way too early, an executive sous chef job at this place called Water Street Landing. And from there, I started as a line cook at this place called Carmelo's, which changed my life. And I climbed the ladder a bit there and learned a lot about Italian food, made pasta every single day for like 2 years. And then I moved to Italy. I worked in Bellagio at Hotel Belvedere. I said that, butchered that. And then from there, I went to Barcelona, worked at CalPep, and staged around there. And then from there, I got my first private chef job for the owner of Birkenstock. Christian Birkenstock, I was his private chef for 3 years and handled, it wasn't just like a private chef where I cook for someone every single day and make them food. It was like product and project development. So I started 3 food trucks, a restaurant concept, and traveled around to his 150 estates and developed culinary programs for all of the many ideas that he had. And then from there, I moved to LA, started a private chefing kind of business where I staffed other private chefs. And yeah, I've just been doing kind of consulting work and helping out in restaurants since. Hannah, does that mean you enjoy ASMR? I do and I don't. It challenges my brain too much, and I can't really handle it. So like when I'm recording, I have a really awesome Blue Yeti mic. I have to turn it on the lowest function because when it's all the way up, it's so much tactile feedback that it really like complicates my brain. Did Chef say anything to you after the finale? Charlie. Chef came up to me and he gave me a really big hug and he shook my hand and he put his hand on my shoulder and he told me a lot of really great stuff. And yeah, told me that, you know, we'd be in contact, not the last time that I'll see him, and that he was really, really, really proud of me. And it was so hard not to cry. Do I watch RuPaul's Drag Race? I do, yeah, totally. I don't, like, you know, I haven't seen all of them, but I love watching, like, the snippets of them. Rosie, how did you get on HK? I had a homie that knew someone. I moved to LA to get more into film. The reason why I'm like pivoting to YouTube is because I want to be more accessible and playable in film. It's something that I want to develop and, you know, build a company around and start to, you know, take people that were in my position when I was younger, pick them up and teach them the way. Fuck, what was the question? Damn it. How did you get out of HK? I moved to LA and I tried to get into as many things film-wise as possible. And I have been in so many pilots, you know, for big things like Netflix and stuff like that that never came to light. So I just spent my time really trying to be in as many rooms as I could. And that, you know, got me the connections and stuff like that. So that. Oh, that's Hannah. Oh, what's up, dog? I didn't know that was you. My bad. Marvel or DC? I don't know. It's like when people make competitions around burgers. I don't give a fuck. It's like they're both cool. I don't have a preference. We don't need to fight about everything. Not everything needs to be a competition. Coming for me. All right. Dun 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 dun. Christ, LimeWire, the OG computer cancer. Yeah, where you could ruin your family's computer in one fell swoop. All right. Ashley, don't trip, dog. All right, this was ever watched Breaking Bad? Roman, hell yeah. I love big TV nerd. I like to look at TV stuff from the perspective of definitely the viewer, but also the perspective of, you know, like the director. Like I love to watch stuff that's complicated like that, A to B, and kind of watch like the development. Like, is there a big difference in terms of how they were filming versus like, you know, how they were filming at the end, or like, you know, like what is like the actor, like I love watching the mechanics of stuff like that. So yeah, Breaking Bad is one of the better ones. Peaky Blinders is a show that I can fall asleep to. Thomas Shelby is an idol of mine, although he's not a real person. Is Big D your girlfriend? Absolutely, I love you, D. Megan, was filmed 4 years ago. All right, I think that was a good Q&A. I don't know. Anybody have any questions in closing? Because I'm thinking of shutting it down. Is maybe the best episode. Oh, that's the name of an episode. I don't know if I could ever pronounce that. Ozymandias? I don't even know how that's pronounced. Who's my favorite celebrity? Rosabelle. Who's my favorite celebrity? Well, celebrity is a very interesting term. You know, there's some very influential people that have to do with, you know, the world and the mechanics around that aren't necessarily celebrities that are in the know, but that is a tough one. My favorite people in general are ones that distribute honest information, the ones that do it unapologetically and without fear of consequence. So Anthony Bourdain is a perfect example of that. We talked about him earlier. Someone that was not afraid to be like, you know, this shit isn't perfect. You know, like this isn't blah, blah, blah. So that kind of stuff. Megan, did you think that Corey was the strongest chef or Big D? I think that in the final, when I was in the final four, when I was looking at the top three, there's not one of them that had a spike that really went above the other. They all had their own personal threats. and strengths and stuff like that. So at that point, it was really, really tough to say. I hadn't cooked around Corey that much, and the food that I did get to cook around her was only a couple times, and it was not the best example of her work. So I thought that Big D's food was probably the strongest in terms of like skill level. I thought that Mary Lou had more adaptation throughout the competition, but I thought that hands fucking down, my food was the best. I don't know how to pronounce Vince Gilligan. All right. Oh, thank you for keeping it real. I'm definitely trying. When I first started this whole YouTube thing, I spent 2 weeks with all this, expensive ass equipment that I bought. I spent 2 weeks like trying to make everything perfect and editing. And I, at one point was like, you know what? I'm going to air the fuck ups. I'm going to do that. That's who I am. That's always who I've been. I don't need to give the illusion that everything is fine. I just need to tell people or show people like, this is my journey. This is this is a home that I'm going to build. And if you want to watch me build it, please, by all means. Ashley, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. This was super fun. This was a practice run. I have some software that I want to put into place that's going to make this more interactive and fun. And in the future, I'll get moderators and stuff like that. But for the time being, this was a really fun little Q&A. I loved how many people joined, and I loved how many fucking people had some really interesting questions. But I'll answer two more. Okay, Benjamin, busing versus dishwashing to earn respect and climb ranks in the kitchen and earn promotion and respect. Benjamin, the quickest thing that will earn you promotion and respect is honestly, and I mean just honestly, trying to get better in any sort of thing, doing what is necessary. A restaurant is a living organism. Being a fundamental part of that organism is fulfilling parts that need to be fulfilled. And so it's not about whether you're trying to be the best busser or the best dishwasher. It's trying to be the best that you can in general, doing the best of your ability at all times. And the one thing I'll fucking say that is super annoying that don't ever fucking do is that the real ones will see your knowledge. If you try to explain yourself, it will not get perceived well, generally speaking. And especially if you're new to a kitchen, they're teaching you their way. Even if you know how to do it better, just shut up, learn their way. And then once you get the mechanics down, you can have that conversation. But for the most part, kitchens are a living, breathing organism. And there are so many complex parts. You fulfill one part of an organism that is led by one pole that holds up the circus. Understand how the circus works before you try to redesign it. Gotta get a moderator. Thanks, Brittany. Thanks for the welcome to Colorado. Angelica, love you, but I don't know about that question. I think I answered that. You're right, everybody. What's your favorite HK all the time? What's your favorite HK all the time? I don't know. Restaurant. Come on. There's got to be one more. Give me another one. Everyone open a restaurant. Come on, let's do this. What we got here? Next time I got to put the computer behind the thing so that I can like answer questions without having to fucking watching a tennis match the whole game. Yo, fuck, I didn't bring one. I had my homegirl grab a couple, but I'm so sorry. I didn't bring one. I don't think this one will do it justice. It's so fucking flimsy. All right. Does that work? Is that fine with you guys? Is that a good one? That was the fucking second try. Hold on. That was a good one. All right. What's up? What more do you want? That's two in a row. I'm gonna edit that one out. That was 2 in a row. These are the worst ones. These are like what you would do if you were doing spherification. That are like these little slotted spoons. And they're super light, so they don't have to. Thanks for coming to the live. Oh God. That was pretty fun. Oh, that's a good question. That's a pretty good question. Yeah. All right, yeah, okay, I'll do this one. Okay, last question. Jose, no, fuck, it's the one. Josue, okay, someone at some point DM me and tell me how to pronounce that, please. If that's you, hit me up on Instagram and tell me how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Josue Gutierrez. Do you feel culinary school is necessary nowadays? I think that largely school is a choice that you have to make if you are at a point where you want to understand theory of something before you get real world experience. And you have to weigh which one of those is more important. Arguably, in most cases, real world experience is absolutely the most important thing and the most hireable thing on your resume that you can have. The one thing that I'll say about culinary school is that it's not necessarily a waste of time, but if you are getting into cooking, if you're young and you're thinking, even if you're fucking not, if you want to get into cooking and you think culinary school is the perfect first step, no. Go find the best restaurant or one that you want to work at and go work there. Instead of paying a shit ton of money for someone to teach you something in theory, go work somewhere for free and get real world experience and start building that resume. And even if a lot of places will fucking pay you, just go to those places. Believe in yourself and take that first step. You don't need someone to teach you the theory. You can decide to do that down the line. Don't waste your money. Go find a restaurant. There's a bunch of places that need people that are interested in learning. And not only that, you're gonna find out really, really quickly whether this is something that you wanna do. And this isn't for some people. And that's not, that's not a diss. It's just, it's hard, and it's a type of hard that's easy for some and difficult for others. And life's about being happy at the end of the day. And if this doesn't make you happy, you wanna find that out before you spend a shit ton of money on that. So, in short, no, go work, do that first. All right, that was the last question. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you, chat. Tell me how to pronounce that name, Richard. Thanks, dog. I'm gonna close this down. This has been so much fun. Thank you. I probably should end this like I do the Tasteless Chef episode. Thank you for stopping by, created by Cody. This has been another episode of The Tasteless Chef, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna put it under that umbrella, but let's do that just in case. This was a really, really, really fun Q&A. This is something that I plan on getting better at. The next one is gonna be even better with more interactive options, and I have more and more surprises that are gonna come. Thank you for everyone who participated in the little competition, little thing that we did. And yeah, I fucking love y'all. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna awkwardly reach across right now and do that thing where you end it. And so this is my face. Actually, I don't really know how to end this. So I'm gonna do this. Another love y'all. Oh,